Got to say all credit to Lotto for this one. They were patient when it counted.
Absolutely. We had predicted this day was going to be incredibly fast and furious. We knew it was windy and we knew it was hot. What was interesting, though, even though it was a sprint stage, is that we saw a lot of the GC teams trying to protect their riders, even with up to 7 kilometres to go. He can see in just under 7k to go, we had Cadell's team, Froome's team and Contador's team all at the front. So they're, in a way, kind of getting in the way of some of the teams who have a sprinter, and that can make things a bit confusing and a little bit crowded. Then when we got to around 4.5k to go, we saw Argos Shimano finally mustering up their team for Kittel. So I think they had 5 riders in front of him and they were really controlling the front of the bunch. There was some pretty fast speed at that time. You
saw them here. Here's 2k to go. They've been on the front now for 2.5k. Do you think they've gone too early, or...?
Well, certainly they wanted to control and have him be in the right position, but they did have 5 men, so they could afford to lose a couple of guys in that last period.
You can see behind, though, you can see 5 guys from Lotto just sitting there using them as long as they possibly can.
Well, they were really patient today. They didn't get to the front till 1.5. They had 4 riders in front of Greipel this time. Hansen, Rowlands, Seberg, then Henderson, then Greipel. So that was incredibly well controlled and very patient compared to yesterday. With the run into the finish, then what we saw was Greipel in the perfect position behind our Kiwi compatriot here, Greg Henderson, coming up on the right-hand side of the road. The last guy of the Argos Shimano has left Kittel in a really good position, and Cavendish is just coming around, trying to move around Henderson and onto the wheel of Sagan, who's really tucked in behind Greipel. But I mean, Cavendish showed a really good turn of speed, but he was just nowhere near in the right position.
He was out in the wind a long time. He started his sprint from 350 in the wind, and he couldn't get there.
He also took the pace off in that last 30-40 metres, so Kittel actually overtook him and got the 3rd place with Lobato in 5th.
But Lotto were incredible, weren't they? When they can wait as long as they did, they're perfect. Hansen started at 1.5 to go, and then Seberg takes over at 1.2. And then you've got still a fast guy like Rowlands before Henderson. You know, they dropped him off with 200 metres to go.
Yeah, that was a great gift, really.
Very, very hard to beat. Those guys are doing 70k an hour.
Well, and if we compare to yesterday when we saw Henderson jump in front of the peloton with 500 and kind of look around his shoulder, it was a bit chaotic, a bit disorganised. So with this one, Greipel would have felt very reassured, that's for sure.